All right, guys, this is part three of Express Digital Darkroom, how we use it at our golf tournaments and other jobs, specifically the hot folder, I'm sorry, using Dropbox on a golf tournament. But I'm going to go over some other features that we use a lot. We do a lot of events and we give them a QR code so they can download their digital image. Um, I typically either charge for that feature or sometimes I just throw it in as an extra just to book the job. I'm going to show you how to make a QR code and how to set it up. I use Darkroom's Express Digital Event Gallery. I'll go to get Event Gallery, and this is an example of that. And I'm going to go ahead and let's leave that picture in there. But I've already got a folder made called Golf Test. It's very important that whatever you name this, it has to be exact. So I don't normally go into Darkroom Event Gallery to make my galleries. I do it through the software, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do. So we're going to go down and going to setup. We're going to go into uh, templates, and I've got one down here, a folder called QR codes, and you can see I've got a couple of QR codes here. Um, so this is where you'll build your template. Now I'm going to back up and I'm going to go into uh, package groups, and we'll go into this event one that I've already noticed. It says default, so that means that you have to set that over here, hit set default for whatever type of package you're printing. If you got different ones, these are my event packages. So when I go back to Photo Workshop, you'll notice those packages are over here. So I'm going to go back into setup, and I'm going to go down here to where it says um, event gallery QR code, and I'll walk you through making another one of these. Let's just start over to start with a new one. Add a package, and we'll call it QR code test. We'll put two because I probably got extra ones in there. And I've got this QR code test 2 down here now. I want to go here and I want to add a local print item. And so what I normally do is I do my event gallery. Uh, I do a digital media, and I do a, and what it's asking me, it stopped me there. It's asking me where do I want to save that digital media. Uh, I typically save it in my pictures, and I've got a folder. I call it print the file 5x7 and say okay. So every picture that I print, it will save the digital copy of that in that folder. Okay, and then you can tell it what size you want it to be. Being that I'm just doing this for myself, I'm going to do it full size. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to go and have this receipt print that has the QR code. So if you look in here, um, you'll see this is digital delivery products. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to say, I want to get a credit card right here and need one of those. And this is where you set it up. You go in and you'll tell it to use this particular border. We'll come back to that. We're going to go build us a template now. Um, so we're going to go down here to templates and QR codes. We'll say we're going to build a new one. We'll say QR code for testing. And then right here, you want it to be credit card. So you find credit card, there's credit card. I want it to be vertical. And the rest of that is pretty much standard stuff. Okay. So now I've got a receipt that I'm going to make a template on. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go up here under add, and I want to add a barcode. And it's going to say QR code. There's different ones in there, but QR code is default. I'll hit OK. It's asking me for some text, and where you get this text, I'm just going to put something in there right now, but we'll come back and fix this in a minute. This is where the picture is located, and it's very important, and we'll come back to that. But would have your QR code, and you can put any kind of text. One thing that I learned is I'm going to say add a photo. For some reason, mine would always give me an error if I didn't have a photo in there. So I'm going to go in here and say add a photo. And I'm going to resize that photo, maybe. I'm going to resize it real small. And I normally put it down here at the bottom. And then you can put whatever text. I have these in both Spanish and English. So I'll put in there add text. I'll say, I'm going to add text. I'm going to put in there scan QR bar. And you don't have much room, so I'll always just put it on several line photo. Got it on center. And then another thing you can do, you can add text. You can go over and say insert special text, and you can say you put the date, time. I normally do date. I do time, and I do the file name, and just put in there file name short. It just names the file. They don't put JPEG at the end of it. Okay, so we got that. Okay, and it's way too big, so I'm gonna have to go in here and change the file size of that. And so pretty much you're done now, except for we're going to come back and fix this QR code. So I'm going to hit Save Changes, and I will put this in my templates, in my QR codes, and you see it's already named QR code test. Just hit Save, and now we got a new one in there, QR code for testing. And now then, what we want to do is we're going to go to Photo Workshop, and we want to send this picture to Event Gallery. So I'm going to say, I'm going to send it to Event Gallery. Place order. I'll refresh this page, and it put it in that golf test. That's where it should have gone because that's what that template is telling it to do. I'll show you that. You go into here and you go into setup and packages and events. And then what we just did was uh, the event gallery only, nothing else. Just send the picture to the event gallery. Uh, this is where you'll always probably have a problem. You just want to make sure you go into here and tell it where you want it to go. And make sure, like I said, you want to make sure golf test or whatever you name that folder or that gallery is exactly the same here. So, and one thing we do a lot of times is we'll say get the link, and it'll print out the QR code for that gallery. And then we print these out and lay them on the table, and people can go in and get their picture even if they don't have their QR code. So that's just one thing that we do. But anyway, just to go back to this, I want to now go fix that QR code so it'll go to this picture. So what I want to do is I want to view the gallery on the client site. Okay, and I'm going to click on this picture. And up here, this URL for this picture, I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to close this down. I don't need it anymore. And I'm going to go back to Express Digital. I'm going to go back down into my templates. I'm going to go back down into my templates, QR codes, and the one for testing that we just made. And this is where, like I said, this QR code is unique. So what you want to do now is you want to paste that URL that you just copied from the event gallery in there. And then what you want to do is go at the very end of this, you want to delete all these characters all the way up to that /P. And in here you want to hit insert special path, hit file, and you may notice it put an extra space between the / and the percentage sign. You want to take that out. Hit OK. Now I'm going to go back into, I'm going to hit save. I'm going to go back into my packages, and the default, I'm going to go back down to one of these ones that say QR code. Okay, and right here, this is the receipt print that it's going to print out. Right now it's pointing to QR code test, but we want to put it into the one that we made a while ago. So I'm going to go to my options over here, change my group, go to my QR codes. I'm going to go for this QR code for testing that we just made. And now it's going to use that particular QR code for this package. So now if I go in here, I'm going to go back into my event gallery, and I'm going to delete this picture right here. Maybe. I don't know why I don't have a trash can on it. All right. Well, anyway, I'll hit delete. See what that does. That may delete the whole gallery. Well, didn't do anything. All right. We're going to go back into here and see if it works now. So I'm going to go to Photo Workshop. I'm going to go up here, Event Gallery with QR code. I'm going to hit that. And you may be able to hear my receipt printer printing out a receipt. And if everything works the way it should, when I scan that QR code with my phone, it should take me to that photo, and it did. So now I've got it properly set up, and now I can use the QR codes to let the clients or customers get a digital copy. All right, I hope that helped. And if you have any other questions, let me know, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks.